We'll begin with a reign of terror. A few murders here and there.
Welcome back to the Swearwolves. I'm Bret.
I'm David.
David,
Hey man, what's up?
how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I know you're great. You know, you want to know why I know you're
How
great?
do you know? Can you see it in my eyes? Is there a
I can.
twinkle?
I can. I can also see it in the text messages that you send to me. And over the past, I don't know. Well, you've been kicking around an idea for a while.
Yeah.
And you've been hemming and hawing about stuff, and then you finally found an offer that you couldn't refuse. But I'll let you explain what it is to everybody.
Well, probably about as a lot of our listeners know, I collect arcade games and pinball machines and all that stuff. And I actually hadn't bought anything. I looked. It had been 5 years since I'd actually added another game. Long ass
Oh,
time.
wow. What was the last one? Ghostbusters?
Star
no.
Wars.
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars
yeah.
pinball machine. Yeah. So, like probably mid-July, one of my buddies was like, "Hey, there's this comic book store by my house that has a bunch of arcade games and pinball machines. Let's go play." So like, yeah, all right. So we went down there and they had a John Carpenter's Halloween pinball machine, which both you and I had known about for a while. It came out about a year ago.
Yeah.
But I had never had the chance to play one. So I finally got to play it, and it was one of those things like within minutes, I was like, oh my God, like this is awesome. Like it plays the music from the movies. It was super cool. It has a topper that has like a knife that like stabs at it like while you're playing.
Yeah, and there's three different versions. They're only making one version right now, and that's the collector's edition.
Yeah.
And the plunger handle, like for those that are listening, when you pull the thing that shoots
To launch
the ball off.
Yeah, it's a butcher knife.
Yeah, it's the
butcher knife
ass
handle.
end of a butcher knife.
It's fucking awesome. So like as soon as I
And
got
the
home,
artwork is awesome.
Oh, the artwork's
on
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, you even teased that in one of our
did.
previous episodes about the artist. What's his name?
Jason
Edmiston. Yeah. But as soon as I got home, I started like looking around. I was like, okay, if I got this game, where would I put it? And then what would I have to sacrifice to get it? So then I started thinking about like what arcade games would I sell? So I think within like a week, I had listed some of my games for sale, and some of them sold like right away, which was cool. In fact, two of them are guys picking them up today, this evening. But anyway, so right before we went to Steel City, we recorded our Halloween 4 episode, the first part, and I wanted to talk about it like that day, but I was like, no, I gotta wait, because that day after we recorded, I had already set up to go look at a local machine. So I actually ended up committing to getting it that day, gave the guy a deposit and everything, and then I took the translate or the back glass out of the machine because I wanted to get John Carpenter to sign it, but it was too big to fit in my bag to go to Steel City, so I couldn't get that signed.
Yeah, and it's glass, so
And it's glass,
that
so
on
it would
a
have been
plane.
broken. I've seen what they do to those bags.
Yeah.
But anyway, the day that we actually recorded our recap was the day that I picked it up. So right after we recorded, I went down and got it that day. Yeah. So, and this past weekend, lugged it up the stairs, and now it's in place.
Well, and then it sat in your garage for a few days because it was your wife's birthday and you were committed to her more than you are to this game. So, you weren't going to have a whole little party or whatever unboxing that. So you had to do stuff with her for her birthday week and then on the weekend. So it wasn't until the
Sunday,
almost 5 days later.
Yeah. It sat in my garage for a bit. And then I also needed to have at least one friend come over to help me lug that heavy ass son of a bitch up the stairs. So it's up there. Didn't get scratched or anything, so it's awesome. But it's a super cool game. Like I said, the music is amazing. The art's awesome. It's just super fucking rad.
Yeah,
it's got little Michael Myers figures that, like, when you hit the ball in certain spots, it like peeks its head out of the hedge at you.
Yep,
it's cool.
And the rules keep getting updated. The good thing about modern technology is that they can do an update to the rules, and you can just flash it on a flash drive or USB drive or whatever, and just stick it in the machine, and it changes. And people, if you're not familiar with pinball, like pinball's come a long way since back in the day, but they can change the rules and they can change like how the game plays. So there's different objectives. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a video game.
Yep.
That it's more tactile.
Yeah, exactly. And then how you stack the modes and everything also determines your score. So there's a lot of strategy to it.
There is. Unfortunately, sometimes there's games where it's like there's so many fucking rules. Walking Dead is another pinball machine that you have, and I used to have it. And it's so much fun, but there's so many different things that you can do.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck. But
And this one's got a video screen, which plays clips from the movies and stuff. So, like, I saw PJ Soul's boobs the other day.
Who hasn't seen PJ Soul's
That was a surprise
boobs?
when they popped up. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was in the game. But yeah, there they are.
Yep.
But yeah,
You know
pretty
what?
excited to have that in the game room. And then it inspired me to watch more of the Halloween movies. So I watched Halloween 5 and 6 recently.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
we haven't
sorry.
reviewed those for the show yet, but spoiler alert, goddamn. We'll do them at some point.
That's your spoiler alert was goddamn. My spoiler alert is I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll do them at some
I
point.
on
Yikes.
the other hand tried to watch Halloween Resurrection not that long ago, and I was messaging you, and I
Oh,
got
poor
about
thing.
15 minutes into it, and then I was like, "Fuck this movie." So spoiler alert, that movie fucking sucks.
In our Halloween 4 episode, we were talking about the shitty masks, and I will say, part 6, the mask isn't as bad as I remembered,
Yeah.
but it is really bad in part 5.
Oh, awful. That's the one that looks like Nicolas Cage, right?
I don't remember, and I just saw it like less than a week ago, and then instantly forgot it.
Not exactly like Nicolas Cage, but I think it looks like Nicolas Cage. I didn't realize that PJ Souls was married to Dennis Quaid. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, at one point.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I don't know.
It is.
Just something I found out not that long ago. I'm going to see her, actually. We're going to Cincinnati. She's not going to be there.
I was like, PJ Soul's gonna be there?
No. She's going to be in Gettysburg this coming weekend.
Oh
And
shit.
I'm driving down to Gettysburg.
Brett, I gotta mail you my back glass for my pinball machine.
I'm driving down to Gettysburg for a convention. There's a little
that's
convention
cool.
going on. Creature. God, I'm going to fuck it up. Anyway, it's already over, so who gives a fuck? It's like Creature Feature. I don't know.
That's
Something
cool.
like that.
Yeah.
But that's happening down there, and I'm getting a couple of the people from Friday the 13th Part 4. You actually sent me your poster.
Oh yeah, I did. Thank you.
And Nightmare on Elm Street 2, the director.
The director's gonna be there.
Yep.
I forgot that's coming
So,
up.
Mark Patton's going to be there too, but I've already met him.
Yeah, same.
I don't need to meet that guy again.
We're good.
So gonna quick drive down there Sunday, drive back. It'll be
It'd be
great.
fun. Is that far for you?
About 2 hours. Everything's
That's
about 2
okay,
hours
That's
from
not
me.
too bad.
No, it's not that bad. And I gotta sneak out. Like not sneak out. Like I've already told my wife that this is happening, but I gotta like
You gotta
get
be
there like right when it
lickety-split.
opens, get my
Yeah,
shit
get
done,
in, get out.
and come home.
Yep.
Because
That
I
game.
got shit I gotta do that day.
Awesome.
So yeah, I will be seeing her there. I may or may not meet her. I have this little figure that Fright Rags sold. They sold
Oh
like
yes,
these
I know
little-
that one. I know the one
Yeah.
you're talking about. Cool.
And
Totally.
I may or may not. Totally. We're not here to talk about conventions.
Not today. Not pinball.
We're not here. Oh, I should say, I kind of glossed over this. We are going to be in Cincinnati for Horror Hound this
Oh.
coming weekend as the people
Yes.
are listening to this.
Yeah, come say hi if you're in
say hi.
Cincinnati.
But enough about pinball, enough about conventions. We're here to talk about a movie. Well, this goes back to pinball, actually, because you were here with me at my house. And we
Yeah,
were...
while I was talking about I'm going to get this game in a couple of days.
You had already bought it, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were kind of saying, well, when you announce it, maybe we should find a movie that has something to do with pinball or something.
And I was like, no such movie exists.
And I remembered a movie from when I was a kid in which there was little tiny balls, silver balls that flew through the air and like hit people in the face. And David's
Yeah,
like,
and I was like, Phantasm. And you're like,
And I go,
no, it's a
"No, it
different
wasn't
movie. It's
fucking
like,
Phantasm."
Phantasm 2? You're like, nope.
No. And so I was like Googling it, and the only thing that came up was Phantasm 2, Phantasm 3. I'm like, the fuck this.
I
So
said, I
finally
told you.
I Googled it, and then I put the minus Phantasm, so it wouldn't give me any results.
Clever.
And then the movie title came up. Funny enough, David and I were flipping through the streaming services, and a movie came up called Nightmare Weekend. And you know how like when you're flipping through the streaming services, sometimes it'll play like a preview. of the movie.
Yeah.
So
We
you
watched
stop
that
on
clip.
one and then it'll be like whatever. And we started watching this fucking clip, and we were both sitting there watching it.
Go, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah. And then I was like, well, fuck this. And I flipped off it. Come to find out, that was the fucking movie I was trying to think of while David and I were sitting there.
Dude, that was so weird.
It's the weirdest fucking
They just
thing.
stumbled on it randomly. Yeah, when you texted me, you're like, it was that movie. I was like, get the hell out of here. And then I read the description. I was like, oh shit. Yep.
So, Nightmare Weekend from 1986. The release date was May 12th, 1986 in France.
Okay.
I'm going to say in France. Okay. That's the day
In
I'm going on.
Frances.
What was the number one movie in the box office?
I'm going with Top Gun.
You are correct, sir.
Yes?
100%.
Nice. That was like the only 86 movie I could think of that was kind of early summer hit. So,
Yeah.
sweet.
I saw that movie in the theater.
I can't remember if
And
I did. I don't think I did.
Fucking loved it.
I remember
still love
playing
that
Top
movie.
Gun as a kid all the time. Like, go sit in a lawn chair and be like, and then fighting with my friends over who gets to be Maverick. And like,
You wanted to be
your
Maverick?
dorkiest friend always got to be Goose. Actually, I think, yeah, either Maverick or
Iceman.
Iceman. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Then you could do the little bite thing at your friends. Like,
You played the NES game, Top Gun?
that game sucked. That game was
so
hard as
hard.
shit. Fucking hard, man.
Yeah. No.
Ugh.
Is it impossible?
And I bought Top Gun Maverick. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. So by the time this comes out, I'll be old hat. I will have seen it. But
Oh, you will have seen it already.
checking it out tomorrow night.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for rental.
There you go.
Fuck you,
I've heard
Tom
it's good.
Cruise. You ain't getting
not getting my
20
money.
bucks from me.
Get $3.99 and you'll like it.
Yeah, you'll like it. Number one song, May 12th, 1986.
All right, I'm going with Kiss by Prince. Kiss.
Oh, yeah. Good song.
Yep. I
Not
would
the
sing it,
number one
but
song.
like that's a very high pitch. I break. There's a lot of glass in this room. Not Kiss.
It's the one that Julia Roberts sings in the bathtub in Pretty Woman.
Oh yeah.
She's got the headphones on and she's all, I just want your extra time and your kiss. That's not the number one song. The
Well,
number one
shit.
song is equally, well, not equally as good. No, not even close to being equally as good. Lesser. It's a song by the Pet Shop Boys called West End Girls.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Eastern town of that world.
Yeah, that song's all
Eastern
right.
boys and West End girls. West End girls.
Well, it's very nice.
Yeah. Not as good as Prince, though.
No,
I
Prince
just want to
wins.
clarify that. I didn't mean to say that. Nightmare Weekend was written by George Faget Bernard.
Good. I'm glad you
French.
pronounced that name first. Because when I looked at it, oh dear, I'm not saying that.
Directed by Henry Sala. Music by Martin Kershaw. Produced by Andre Feingold, Gerald Gottlieb, and Bachu Sen. This movie stars Debbie Laster as Julie, Dale Midkiff as Ken. Dale Midkiff was the father in Pet Sematary.
Yes. Yeah, I
The
looked that
original
up
Pet
like
Sematary.
when I was watching. I was like, who have these people done anything? I was like, oh shit, that guy did bigger and possibly better things. We'll find out.
He did things
He
other
did
than
things.
Nightmare Weekend.
Yes.
But most of these people didn't do things other than Nightmare Weekend. And I'm not going to go through all their names. The runtime for this movie was 86 minutes. The budget was estimated at being $500,000.
Oh wow, big spender.
Box office, I don't have. But David
Yes, Brett.
is a new segment.
Oh shit.
It's a segment I like to call
Hotbox.
Fucking hot
This
box.
is Hotbox. Hotbox is a new segment. David didn't even know I was doing this, but
bringing this on me.
it's going to be where, if I can, I'm going to talk about the VHS box art
Okay.
for this movie and read what it says on the back.
Okay.
So we got on the cover of this VHS box art, it says, got a woman lying in bed, and it's like white, pillowy, like almost like sheets that she's laying on, but they're like faces are forming in the wrinkles of the sheets because like a window is in front of her and it's open.
Yeah, the box
And
art's
there's
kind
like
of cool.
And there's a cloud outside, and it's got like this evil demon face, and it says Nightmare Weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of Nightmare on Elm Street looking.
It does. It does.
And when I saw it, I was like, oh, I would have wanted to see this when I was a kid.
That's exactly what I thought. Because I saw this movie when I was a fucking kid. Me and my sister rented it. That's how I knew about this.
Were your parents around?
Pardon?
Were your parents in the room?
No.
Okay.
No, my parents just left us to our own devices.
Oh, that's fun.
We're going out for days. Go rent some movies. I remember the day I walked into the video store by myself. It must have been 10, 11, maybe 12.
Just shoeless.
Covered in filth. Crumpled up $3.
Yeah.
Put it on the counter. Said, what can I get?
Can I get a movie and maybe some jujubes? I haven't eaten in days.
Also need a VCR, a TV, a place to watch this.
And
a
warm bed would be nice too.
My mom drove up to the video store and let me out. She was like, go pick out your movie and come back out. And I was like, all right. So I went in there and I went and picked up Faces of Death. And I went to the counter and I handed it to him because you had to give them the tab.
Yeah.
And then they would give the movie from behind the counter for all their movies, not just for Faces of Death. But anyway, the woman who owned the video store, she looked at me, she looked at Faces of Death, and she goes, is this okay for you to rent? And I go, yeah. And she goes, okay.
She went, how old are you? You went, 18, man. She went, oh, okay, off you go. And your mom's like, what'd you get? You're like, oh, The Little Mermaid. Like, oh,
no, I didn't even lie to her. I go, Faces of Death. And she goes, what's that about? And I go, I think it's real stuff that happens to people. She goes, that sounds disgusting. And she didn't argue with me at all. She's like, just don't watch it when I'm in the room.
Off you go.
Oh, my life. Anyway, above the title, it says Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers present a Trauma Team release.
Yeah. When I saw Lloyd Kaufman's name pop up, I said, God damn you.
Now, Lloyd Kaufman obviously created Trauma, Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, movies that Jersey Mike likes. But Lloyd Kaufman, and I found this out about Charles Band too, of Full Moon Pictures. Mm-hmm. What they do, or what they did back in the day, was they would buy the licensing rights for movies.
Yeah, and then just
distribute them.
Present the movie, distribute.
Yep. On VHS.
Right.
Or beta, or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was the vibe I got too. Because when I saw it, I was like, Kaufman didn't make this movie.
No.
He just slapped his
he just
his
bought
logo
it
on it. Yeah, makes sense.
Made the box art and said,
there you go.
Out there and sell this fucking thing. All right, so the back of the box, it says, 2 days and nights of relentless terror. Who will survive? And then we get a brief description. This is the description on the back of the box, David. This is about 12-year-old Bret. Let's say this movie came out in 86. Yeah, so I probably would have rented it in 88, maybe 89.
Okay.
This is what I read. The weekend invitation seemed innocent enough until 3 college beauties find they've RSVP'd to 48 hours of hell in this terrifying thriller. The nightmare weekend starts when a professor's evil assistant lures the girls into a bizarre scheme to perform hideous experiments. Using a brain implant that turns humans into gruesome zombies, she transforms her victims and their unsuspecting dates into clawing, dripping horrors with murder on their minds. The zombie creatures relentlessly pursue the professor's innocent daughter, but her screams go unheard. Only a benevolent computer can halt the terror. But will there be time? When insanity joins forces with technology, that's when the horror of Nightmare Weekend begins.
Shit, that sounds great.
Did
so
I
that's
sell
what this
you on
movie's
it?
About. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Doesn't sound
good.
anything like the fucking plot of this fucking movie.
It does
though,
not.
It?
No. I was telling my wife a little bit about this movie last night, and she's like, what was it about? And I was like, I'll say maybe after we talk about it, but yeah, I was like, it's really hard to describe, but I'll give you like 2 sentences. And then I looked up on IMDb some of the people's descriptions, and was like, yeah, okay, I got it.
So, I mean, the back of the box is not entirely misleading. Okay?
Not entirely, it's just incoherent. The way it's delivered.
Yes.
Not to get ahead of myself, but
yes.
Yeah.
That synopsis right there makes you go, okay, I'm in, right? There's an evil fucking scientist.
Doing experiments, turning people into zombies and shit.
3 fucking co-eds come.
Beauties even.
Yeah. Computers saving the world, or possibly. Zombies, dripping, clawing.
Checking all the boxes.
Words that I only see. And then when you see what it's rated R.
You're like, oh.
Oh, by the way, that was the new segment. Hotbox. That was the new segment of Hotbox. All right, so let's get into the plot of this movie, okay?
Let's do it.
The plot of this movie, the movie opens up and there's these 2 dorks, and they're like riding motorcycles.
Well, first they like get off of an airplane.
Yeah, they get off an airplane.
Like the very first shot is this airplane landing and the propeller spinning, and then it immediately cuts to the propeller has stopped and now they're out. Like we got a shitty cut, like right, like the second cut of the movie. I was like, oh fuck, here we go.
All right, David, we can't judge them by just their editing abilities.
That is true. There's more to it.
So these 2 idiots get off the plane and they get on their fucking Kawasaki's and they go riding to the danger zone. Top Gun was the number 1 fucking movie.
They're rocking out to Kenny Loggins.
they get off a plane. They're riding on motorcycles. It's like fucking Maverick and Iceman.
Maverick and Goose.
Yeah,
one of them
Maverick
is very Goose-like because something's going to happen to him.
It is very Goose-like. So they go and they're being directed by this woman who they're talking to on walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're here at this mansion or whatever. And she's like, all right, I need you to go to the roof and turn the satellite dish.
Take the satellite dish, turn it just a little bit. I'm having a hard time watching my TV shows.
Yeah, exactly, right? So they go up there, and this fucking Yahoo, he's climbing up this rope, and he's about ready to get up over the balcony, and his little fucking chain, it's like
it's got a fucking necklace, like one of those like half hearts.
Yeah.
They put together to make like a whole thing. Made me want to get one for you. One for me so we can be friends forever.
Yes, because the half heart, the other half of it is his buddy who's down on the ground level. It's not like a girlfriend. It's not like a wife.
Two buddies.
It's just 2 best friends.
It's like how later in the movie, one of the characters asks about the necklace, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's a long story," and that's it. Like we never find out. Like, why do you have these fucking necklaces? I want to know.
They were at fucking Coney Island and they won like a fucking ball throw contest or something.
Yeah, one of them like swung a hammer, got it all the way to the top and rang a bell, and the other one was like, "Yay!"
I got a pink teddy bear and
a necklace. Aw.
It did remind me of us.
Yes.
So anyway, his necklace falls off and it lands on this banister, and he doesn't notice. It's not that important. The fucking necklace isn't that important to him. He like only wears it because his friend made him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this thing's fucking ugly, and it makes my neck turn green.
Yeah, you cheap bastard. Come on, Dave, wear it.
You got this in an egg at a grocery store for $0.25.
What was the name of the character?
Ken and what was it? I don't remember the other guy's name that dies.
We'll just call him Bob.
Well, there's another guy in the movie named Bob.
But it's not Bob.
Bobby.
We'll call him Dale.
There you go.
Dale and Ken. And Ken's our Pet Cemetery guy. He's our hero of the movie. Yeah. Like, I mean, the main character. One of the main characters.
The main male character.
He's the one who bought the necklace, and he's like, "Come on, Dale, wear it." And Dale's like, "Yeah, whatever.
We said we wear it together."
I wore mine. Where's yours?
Come on.
So Dale gets up there, and he's going to turn the
dish,
satellite dish, and right when he's doing that, it like pans to this. It goes to this computer, which is like an Apple IIe computer with like this fucking television, this old like RCA television, tube television monitor, and it's like this shitty. I know it's 86, okay? I'm not going to fucking begrudge them because their computer technology was less.
I think this movie must have been filmed earlier than that because it looks like shit.
It looks like 1976.
It looks like late 70s, early 80s.
But anyway, it's got like, it makes an image on the screen, like a ray trace image of fucking the necklace. And then it cuts back to the necklace, and the necklace, one of those cuts David was talking about where the prop went from on to off. The necklace goes from being there to now being a silver ball.
Yep.
Looks a lot like a fucking pinball.
It really does.
There's your connection.
Good pick.
Was it? So this fucking pinball starts moving on its own.
Yeah.
And then it flies in the air, and it like lands in this dude's eye.
Yeah, and it fucks him up, kills him. And Ken's like, oh my
Who's
friend.
gonna wear this other half?
Who's
gonna wear the BE?
It's like half
Who's
my
gonna
heart's
wear the
been torn.
BE and the FRI?
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, and we also see during this, like when we see the computer, like a fucking puppet also that's like, oh, danger. Oh.
And it's a fucking hand puppet. It's like from
fucking Mr.
the Land
Rogers.
of Make Believe in
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Like it was like they went to the store and they're like, we need something. Just fuck that fucking puppet right there. We can do
that'll
that.
work.
And they're like, cool.
How much is that? And they're like $5. And like, ugh. And they're like, I could do $250. I'm like, okay, yeah, the puppet. That'll do.
We don't barter at Kmart, sir. The prices are the prices. That's you can put it on layaway at Kmart though.
Yeah.
They were pretty big on that. Anyway, so goes.
He's
This
dead.
fucking puppet. This puppet's gonna come back later, and
He really is.
it really is creepy when you think about it, because it's like, who the fuck is controlling this puppet?
Yeah, is this puppet sentient? He seems to be.
It is. So now we're at a college, right? And this is where we meet the girls that are going to be the stars of this movie.
Our main girl, Jessica.
Jessica Brake, and Jessica's like. By the way, this is also one of those fucking movies that all their lines were overdubbed afterwards. Like
Right.
they didn't have the
Like
budget.
the microphone sucked, so they had to like go in and then dub over their own dialogue.
I honestly think that they just didn't record any dialogue. They just recorded the visual and then they just recorded the dialogue, because they do that a lot with the foreign films back then.
Yeah.
A lot of Italian films were
Yeah, they're
done that way.
speaking English, but it doesn't always look like it.
No. But I think that's what they did with this. So they're like, fuck, we don't have enough money for microphones.
We
We'll
blew all the budget on that puppet.
Yeah. we
Got nothing
that's
left.
$5 I ain't going to get
Yeah.
back. She's like, hey, her best friend, it doesn't matter these people's names, but her best friend is like, hey, I'm going to this weekend retreat, not a retreat, but she got picked to be like,
She got like an invitation to go to some mansion type thing
what
for
is
the
it
weekend.
called? What is it called when you do, like you can do, I've done it before. Like you test stuff
Yeah.
and they pay you.
Yeah, I don't know. Lab rat. Some sort of experiment.
Yeah,
A medical
not
study.
Yeah, you're a
study.
Yeah, a case, like a study group or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're going to be part of this like study group, and they're gonna put you in this house for a weekend and study you, and they'll pay you money. And she's like, "Fuck yeah, I get to
And
go to
she's
a
like-
mansion."
and she's like, you should come with me. And she's like, no. I got a long weekend of doing jack shit ahead of me. I got to hang out with my dad and my fucking puppet.
Yeah, my dad, he misses me. I got to go to my dad's. Well, okay. So were you fucking confused by all of this? By the way, like
I was
when it
confused by
comes
the
out?
entire movie.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip over some stuff and we can come
Sure.
back to it. But when the girls go, so there's two other girls that this friend of the main girl, this friend
Jessica.
of Jessica, they get picked up by a limo and they go to this fucking mansion, right? And then Jessica goes to her dad's house, but her dad is the fucking the scientist who owns the mansion.
Yes.
But he also has this other house like on the same property.
Yes, that was confusing because like they never really see each other until the
No,
end. Like,
not
they're in
until
this,
the end.
but they're in the same place, kinda. Yeah,
Right.
it was weird.
Let's talk about these girls getting picked up in this fucking limo.
This limo, I don't even know if I call that a limo. It wasn't very
Cadillac.
stretchy. This limo driver character, why does he exist? And we see him a lot in this movie.
And he has this whole backstory of being an alcoholic and drinking his alcohol between
Out of
two
a
slices of bread.
Like he's eating a sandwich, but he's really drinking. Fucking weird.
And the lady scientist. Okay, so from my description, they were talking about an evil assistant.
Yeah,
that's this lady who was guiding these two yahoos at the beginning, right? This lady scientist berates the fucking limo driver. She's like, "You asshole."
She's awful. Very unpleasant.
Yeah, she's like, "You."
I wouldn't want to work for her.
I better not smell any alcohol in your breath. And the next time we see him, he's fucking drinking.
Yep.
He's like, well,
but the dialogue is like, I had better not smell any alcohol on your breath.
Yeah, her acting is atrocious.
The whole movie, like, the dialogue is ridiculous.
I will say this, though. She fits right in with everybody else's acting.
Dude, I got a feeling that whoever wrote this movie...
was high?
Or English was not their first language. And there was nobody on the set who like was established enough to be like, hey, I don't want to tell you how to do your job.
Bernard?
Yeah, but this isn't how we'd speak. Can I just say this instead?
You know what, though? That's on the actor.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Speak up. Say something.
If I said, David, here's what I want you to say, and it was, are you coming to my house? And you said, hey, are you coming to my house? I wouldn't be like, no. Pronounce the hard G at the end of coming, because I need you to pronounce it exactly as I wrote it.
Put the emphasis on the word my. Are you coming to my house? There's an exchange that happens later on that I wrote down that like where what the person says and what the person responds with makes no sense.
Okay. Well, let's talk about these girls first, and then we'll go to your example of the wonderful dialogue. But these girls get picked up in this limo by this alcoholic limo driver, and the one girl's like, her mom packed her some sandwiches, and she's like, these sandwiches taste like ass.
Yeah. That was kind of funny.
She goes, this is dry as dog dick. Will you take us to get a drink? And he's like, well,
I know just the place. We're going to go here a lot.
Yeah. It's a bar/arcade. Again, coming back to the pinball thing. There was a pinball machine there.
Oh, yes, there was.
Galaxy Pinball is that pinball machine. I saw a Donkey Kong in the back.
I saw a Zaxxon. What other games? I can't remember. But yeah,
there was a lot of.
There was a Galaga.
All the classics. I think a Frogger. I think I saw a Frogger also.
Oh, my Galaga's about to leave this afternoon. Bye, Galaga. Thanks for Halloween.
Sorry, Galaga, you're boring.
Yep,
Halloween pinball machine's better. While they're at this, one of the girls, I forget which one, doesn't matter. She starts flirting with this mustachioed dude, okay?
That's funny. In my notes, I just referred to him as Mr. Mustache because I don't remember ever hearing his name or caring.
This guy also fucking confuses me. So Mustache is like talking to this girl. He's like, hey, baby. And then, well, there is no dialogue. It's just fucking shitty music.
A lot of people just looking at each other and vibing. A little dancing. There's a lot of dancing in this movie, too. A lot of really shitty, weird dancing.
It's a music that probably wasn't being played on the set because it's all like shit music. Like, like just, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like non-copyrighted music.
Yes. Yeah. Library music.
Yeah. That you would put over the top of a YouTube video or something.
Yeah. They don't have to pay royalties.
So yeah, royalty free.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like all dancing to this fucking royalty free music. And then the limo driver's like, look, we got to go. I got to get you to this mansion. And Mustache says, oh, Mustache sends his fucking goon. This fucking guy with the tape player.
Oh, yeah. At one point,
like
he's got the tape player kind of stuffed down his pants a little bit. And he's like really gyrating.
He loves music.
He fucking dances his ass off throughout this movie. Yeah, he's got the snapping fingers. He's the whitest man who ever lived.
Mustache sends fucking headphones out to slash the tires on the limo.
Yeah.
For what reason, I don't know.
I didn't understand that either because they wanted the girls to stay or to give them a ride, but they don't do that.
No.
It's fucking weird.
So Mustache asks the limo driver, he's like, hey, can I ride with you just to the crossroads, right? And he goes, no, I can't do that. And he goes, yes, you can. He goes, no, I can't. He goes, please. And he goes, all right.
Well, okay then.
So he gets in, and then fucking headphones, Walkman guy, he gets on his motorcycle, and he like goes to meet him he follows them or something. So Mustache and this girl who he was flirting with, fuck.
Yep.
In the back of the...
Yeah, right away. In the back of the limo.
Like... Yeah.
The guy's trying to change the tire, and like the whole limo's like rocking. He's like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's got it up on the jack.
Yeah.
And this dude's pounding this chick. So much so that he's sweating.
Yeah,
but he's
profusely.
He's not actually pounding her. He's just kissing her back.
Yeah, but he's also having a heart attack at the same time.
But the limo's rocking. The two other girls are like just sitting there in the grass, just like, oh, you see that?
Those two.
Her panties just flew out of the window. And then fucking headphones is fucking
gyrating. So fucking weird.
The headphones is still dancing. The two girls are having a fucking picnic. Limo driver's drunk trying to change a fucking tire.
And these two are banging in the back.
They just met each other 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about though? Mm. This is what comes to my mind when I'm watching this. I'm like, he finishes, okay? Mm-hmm. And they leave. And I'm like, he had to finish somewhere. So it's either
where did it go? Or
on. Out. It's either
in on or out.
Yeah. There is no sink. There's no cleaning materials. Now, even if you go in, that shit comes out. Like, it doesn't stay in a woman's vagina forever.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
it has to exit. It has to exit at some point, or else it's gonna petrify.
And everybody out there who knows about sex, like, that shit will stink after a while too. Like,
yeah, you need to shower.
Yeah, but those other girls get into that back of that
they're dirty.
car, and they're just like, cool.
Yep, onward.
Smells like a bit musky in here, but
yep,
it smells like ass.
Fucking musky bleach kind of scent. Interesting.
But anyway, this chick, she's like, I don't care. I got cum in me. It doesn't matter. It's all dripping down her leg.
Like a wet toad.
It's a different time, David. It's a different time. People accepted that back then.
Yep.
They get to the mansion. And then this chick, this Ken guy that we were talking about earlier, he works for the evil woman. Mm-hmm. And she's like, hey, I need you. The evil woman says, like, I need you to find 3 personal objects. Or a personal object from each 3 of these girls. So he's like, okay. And he's shuffling through all their purses and whatnot. And he gets caught by this one who fucked this mustache guy. And she goes, what are you doing in here? And he goes, I just work here. I'm maintenance. And she goes, oh, well, then I guess you can help me with this. And she like wants to fuck him. Yeah. She just fucked the mustache.
And she just caught him going through this shit. Like, oh, you're a maintenance guy? Okay, that checks out.
Yeah. So he turns down her advances, though.
Yeah. He's like, no.
Because he's met Jessica Brake.
Have they met?
I think at this point, they did meet.
They just looked at each other at a bar, but they're both like smitten. It makes no sense.
Let's talk about Jessica. She goes and visits her dad. Well, all this fucking nonsense is going on with these yahoos at the fucking...
Her dad's the scientist, but he's a good guy. And the evil scientist is like his assistant.
Yeah. And he's created the ability to basically...
Through his computer, Apache.
Through his computer, Apache, he's created the ability to transform things into silver balls. And then the ball... goes into the subject, which at this point is just animals, and alters their behavior and makes them better behaved, right? Or controls their negative urges. Pinballs soothe the savage beast.
I guess so. But it's never explained, like, why does it turn things into balls? And what does the ball do? Why does it go into their mouth or whatever?
And why that size?
Yeah.
Why that size?
Why not make it like a horse pill? Or a capsule?
Or Just an injection.
Or don't turn my shit into a ball. I need that. Those are my car keys.
Why do you have to turn my shit into a ball?
How am I going to drive home?
Yeah, none of this is explained.
No.
But it has to take a personal item, because even with the dog, it takes the dog bowl and turns that into a ball and goes into the dog's mouth, and the dog's like, "Oh, I'm good now."
And all of a sudden, the dog's a good little boy.
Yeah. And then this is why this evil bitch wanted all the items.
Yeah, and she wants to experiment on the people. And
she's like, it's time.
Yeah, and the dad doesn't even know that there's a fucking bunch of people in his house. He's like completely oblivious, but she wants to experiment on people, and he's like, no.
No, we can't do that. She's like, fuck you, we're doing it anyway.
Yeah. And isn't he also like, whatever you do, don't turn this one particular dial past this certain number. Wink, wink.
Don't turn it up to 11.
No. Gotcha.
Jessica shows up at the house. The dad's there. He's busy doing his research, right, on the porch. And she goes, Dad, I love you. I'm going to go talk to... What's the name of the robot?
George.
What?
Oh, it's George is the name. But something else I just remembered. Yes, they have seen each other at this point because they were like vibing on each other at the bar. But while they were like watching each other, like, you know, stealing glances, there's a couple that's fucking on a pinball machine, like in front of a bunch of people.
Galaxy pinball machine.
Yes, and they're just banging.
Oh,
and then looking at everybody like, yeah, that's right. I have sex.
Yeah, and then
I'll have sex right now in front of you just to prove it.
Jessica goes outside and she's all ho hum, you know, burr, burr. I didn't get fucked on a pinball machine. And the fucking pinball wizard comes out and he's all, hey, you want some of this? And I think he even calls himself the pinball wizard, something like that.
She's like, no,
she's all, no,
I'm good.
And again, he had to finish someplace. Nobody is concerned about this. I'm just constantly thinking of where these guys.
It's gonna get all over the pinball glass. You're gonna need some Windex.
Where is the semen? Dude, you can't use Windex. You got to use like a degreaser.
That's true. You got to get something to clean it up first, then use the Windex last.
Yeah. You need like fucking what's that shit? Goof off.
Yeah.
Goo-gone.
Goo-gone.
That'll clean that shit right up.
It's like very gummy substance. But you're right. Jessica goes to George to ask for dating advice, and is like,
and George is the fucking land of make believe.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, yes. Let me. I think that my calculations tell me that you are in love.
And she's like, well, I met this guy, but like I don't know his name or like where to find him. Like, how do you think what should I do? Like, how do I find him? And he's like,
oh, you could go to, let's see.
Let me put this.
Boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. A bar, a disco, or you could hitchhike.
And he's giving her percentages. He's like, if you go to a bar, you have an 85% chance of meeting him again. And then it's like, if you
go
hitchhike,
to a disco, you get 60%. You could hitchhike.
If you hitchhike, there's a 33%. She goes, that's it. Hitchhike.
That's it. Hitchhike. The one with the lowest likelihood. That's the one I'll do. How is hitchhike even in the top 3? I'm just going to go stand on a street corner with my thumb out and just hope that the guy appears.
Of all the people that can drive in this country and all the people that are driving down this road, he'll be one of them.
He's the one who's going to pick me up. She's like, that's a fantastic idea.
She really is not as smart as her dad.
No.
Because
it
she
skips
talks
a generation,
to a fucking
apparently.
puppet.
Yeah.
She talks to a puppet like it's alive. She falls in love with the first guy who like fucking just holds a door open for her. And then she's like, I'm going to go. And then when he's like, well, here's the percentages that she's like, hitchhiking. Perfect. It's the last percentage one.
Yeah, that means it's the most best one. And he's like,
no, that doesn't
it's like
really.
Golf.
Fuck off, puppet. I'm going. Georgie boy, shut your trap. The grown-ups are talking here. So she goes out like looking for love and starts hitchhiking. And sure as shit, we see a helicopter. We see a motorcycle roll up and the guy's got the helmet on. And she's like, oh, he's here. He takes his helmet off and sure enough, it's pinball rape guy.
Yeah. Well,
that one wasn't rape.
He wasn't. Yeah. He wasn't raping yet.
No. He's going to graduate to rape.
Yeah. He is now becoming a rapist because he goes, you want some of this long rod?
Nope.
She's all, nope.
No, thank you,
she runs, and he fucking chases after her.
Yeah, on his motorcycle and gets her.
He captures her, and pins her down, and he's gonna
rape her. He like rips her clothes off.
Yep. And George, the puppet guy, he's like,
Oh no,
Jessica's in danger.
danger! Oh,
So he turns something into a fucking pinball?
Yeah. Well, because Ken also shows up. He would have been the next guy to pick her up. She was so close.
And she was. But he did, for some reason, Ken knew where she was.
Yeah. And they
He's got a
start
sixth
Ken
sense.
and the rapist guy start fighting and have the shittiest like fight of all time.
Awfully choreographed. It was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna swing, you duck, and then you tackle me. And it's like he swings and then he just waits there for the guy to tackle him.
Yeah. Ridiculous. But Georgie boy breaks it up though because he sends a pinball flying right into that dude's fucking face.
Yep. And that dude starts wriggling around all over the place, and they're like, I'm out of here. So he grabs the girl. The girl doesn't have a top on, but Ken, being the gentleman that he is, takes off his fucking shirt. And he's like, here, wear this.
Wear this. Now I'm shirtless.
Yep. But that's acceptable in public, so
Yeah.
we're good. We can still go to most places. I do have shoes on, but some restaurants we can't get into because he says no shirt, no shoes.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be limited, but we can maybe drive through somewhere if you want. Do you like Taco Bell?
With Sonic?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds
Pull
good.
into a drive-in. A&W. Those were around in 86, right?
That's right. I would think so. Whataburger? I don't know. What's your pleasure?
Wait a second.
It's like, also, I don't have very much money, so let's try to keep it to like the value menu.
Yeah, but you're rich, right? Your dad's the professor. Does he even know that at this point?
No, I don't think so. No, he hasn't put it together until he gets to the house, and he's like, oh,
These
fuck.
people are fucking dumb.
They're all dumb as
Everybody's
shit.
fucking dumb.
Yes.
And nobody tells anybody about themselves. Nobody's like, hey, my dad's the professor. He owns that big fucking mansion.
Yeah, no, there's no exposition really.
No.
I might be skipping ahead a little bit, but
Go ahead.
Ken and Jessica fall in love immediately, immediately, because she's like, "Oh, can we go out tonight?"
He's like,
"Oh
already
no,
there. You ready to move in?
I got stuff I got to do." She's like, "Oh, but I really wanted to see you tonight," and he's like, "Well, I got some stuff to do, but I could stop by later and we can talk about our future and stuff." And it's like, "Your future? You don't even know this guy's name. Like, what the fuck?" It's so weird.
Didn't you ever have that? Did you ever date somebody who you were like even with your wife, like, oh, like we just want to talk all the time and we want to be together, like right when you first started dating her?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But I mean, you weren't like, this is my entire future. I'm definitely going to marry this person. Like that.
You were never like that?
No. I like talking and stuff.
and cuddling.
You were never like, okay, I know this is the second day we've known each other, but
can we really talk about our future plans and like maybe the names of our children? Should we have
401ks?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we get a joint bank account. We can go
What's
down
your
and
investment
get one.
situation? I need to see your portfolio.
Yeah. What's your debt look like? You smoke? When was your last physical? You got all your shots?
Yeah. Okay.
Ridiculous. Yeah, they fall in love like right away.
What is the dialogue that you were going to refer to? The dialogue exchange.
Because at one point, George, the computer, like takes over. Like Jessica's playing a video game, and the video game somehow manipulates the car of the
She's
evil
playing
scientist.
fucking Ridge Racer. Isn't she playing like Ridge Racer?
Something like that. And she's the girl Julie. Is that her name? Yeah, the evil scientist.
Yeah.
She's driving her car, and somehow the girl playing the video game takes over her car. So her car's like, whoa, like going all over the place. I think it crashes into a tree or a pole or some shit.
It does.
So she has to get her car fixed. So it's while she's talking to the mechanic on the phone. This fucking scene. They have a really strange conversation. And he says something like, when's my car ready? And like one of the other mechanics is like sitting there and he's like, tell her I got her car right here. Just pulling on his dick. But she says like, when's my car going to be ready or something? And he says, we'll have it for you tomorrow. And she said, it better be. That doesn't make sense. We'll have it for you tomorrow. It better be. It reminded me of like, do you ever see that bowling clip of that guy that bowls the strike? He's like, oh yeah, I did it. Who do you think you are? I am.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
Did it, Jeff! That is right, I did it! That's number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am!
reminds me of like, it reminds me of like, you know, when you go to when you see somebody, like maybe you go to a store or something and somebody's like, oh, how are you? And you say, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
And you're so used to.
Yeah, that you respond with something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So they're like, good morning. Good.
Yeah.
Did you say good back to them?
Dude, there's somebody I used to work with who I used to always say, how's it going to? And she would say, it's going. And I picked up on it. And then so I started changing up my greetings. I'd be like, hey, nice to see you. And she'd go, it's going.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just like fucking Pavlov's dog.
Yeah,
like you hear someone say something, you know what your
and I
response
just smile.
is going to be.
Like, yep.
Then that person feels like a fucking moron. Or maybe that's what she had that case. She was like, I know they're going to say it's going to be ready tomorrow. I'm just going to respond with, it better be. And the guy was like, we'll have it for you tomorrow. It better be. What?
Oh, dude, I just thought of something. The guy from the beginning that you said we'll call Bob, and then I was like, oh no, there's someone else named Bob. No, that was the guy. His name was Bob, because Ken goes to that house later on, and he literally says, shit, that's the house where Bob was killed.
Yeah, why doesn't Ken fucking pick up on the fact that it's the professor's house? I don't know. Ken's a fucking
He
idiot.
eventually does, though, like once he goes to the house to see Jessica.
All right,
and then when he gets to the house, Julie's like, sees Ken and like, he's like, oh, hi. And like, he tries to play it off like he doesn't know each other. And Julie just goes right up to Ken and starts making out with him. And
Jessica's like,
my heart's broken. And she's like, we're lovers.
yeah. Yeah, and Ken doesn't disagree. He's like, I can explain.
Yeah, I can explain that why we're lovers. I think Jessica just runs away.
Yeah. He ends up, okay, so all of this happens in the movie. All of this shit that we've talked about. Let's talk about the three co-eds who we've totally forgotten about.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
So the one who was, shall we say, a little bit loose.
Yes. Free with her body.
Yes. Yeah. It's fine. I'm not shaming her. She gets a ball to the mouth and not mustaches.
Yeah, not that kind of ball. Silver ball.
She swallows one of these pinballs. And now she's like, she snuck Mustache into the house.
Yeah,
and she
and
was
she
getting
bangs
ready to
him.
fuck him.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't yet. She was
just teasing him, doing a little teasy dance. That's right. And then like right as his like wiener got hard, she was like, well, see, I got to go take a shower. And he's like,
I gotta
man.
wash. She had to wash all that cum out of her.
Yeah, exactly.
Before.
And while she's in the shower, that's when a ball like flies into her mouth and she like falls over. Now I thought she was dead, but then she gets back up, and now she goes back into the room and like it's very primal. Like climbs on top of Mr. Mustache and is like, "Ugh."
And when she comes out. Yeah, when she comes out of the bathroom, he's fallen asleep. Mustache is asleep.
Yeah, he's out.
When she comes out of the bathroom, though, she's got mascara on. Her hair's all like teased. So this ball does wonders.
Yeah, then you get in front of a mirror, make yourself all up, and it's like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah. So she gets on top of him, and he's like, "Whoa, baby, yeah." And then she starts like kissing him and biting at him and stuff, like playfully. But then it's like not playful. I thought she killed him.
I did too, but she didn't, because we see Mr. Mustache later. And then I was like, is that a different Mr. Mustache or is that the same mustache guy?
It's the same guy, right?
Yeah.
That's where I was confused between Mustache here
It could be a
and
different mustache, but I think it was the same guy.
Because I thought she killed him, but then we see him later, and he's fucking another chick, one of the other three. He gets around.
He's a busy boy.
So she's now like a zombie, as the back of the box would state, and she's in this zombie-like state. The other two are just enjoying their time, I guess. I don't know. They're bored.
I can't remember.
Like, there's nothing to do.
No. Yeah, there's a mansion with nothing to do.
They're just getting served,
But
which is
dance and
great.
bang. Yeah.
Yeah. So they get fucking, no, it is the same mustache, because you get tape player, Walkman
Bobby.
guy.
Or Tony. Tony's the Walkman fucking dancer guy. Because then he gets with that chick, Linda, the blonde one, and they have the longest sex scene.
Was it long?
It went on, man. And it had like cheesy like 80s music and like they're like caressing her and kissing her. A lot of open eye kissing too, of characters looking at each other while they kiss.
Yeah, it was long, and I remember thinking like how weird it was because it was like a shot of them like missionary, and then all of a sudden,
and then like him behind her,
and then it goes back. It was like a porn.
It was like softcore porn with shittier dialogue. Yeah, but no like thrusting or anything, just a lot of naked body touching.
She does blow him.
That's right, she does, and he's like, yeah.
For like 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's real short. Him. Yeah, he was like, oh, and then she like comes back up. I would have been like, oh, all right.
It's like, your dick smells like cheese.
Yeah. When was the last time you bathed? Very vinegary down there. So,
whatever, just stick it in me. They fall in love.
Yep. Oh, and she has a great little tasty piece of dialogue too. Like after they bang. After they fuck. Yep. Yeah, she says like, I wonder if it's you who's making me feel so deep down good. Fucking deep down good.
Yeah, so he's standing there like in the bathroom, like talking to her, and he's got a toothbrush. How the fuck did he get a toothbrush there? He was just a guest.
Yeah, is he using the old man's toothbrush? Gross.
He was brushing his teeth, and I remember watching it being like, oh, okay, he's brushing his teeth. And then I was like, wait a second.
Whose toothbrush is that?
That's not his. He just wanted to stand there in his fucking chonies to show off his fucking hog.
Yep. Yeah, and he's kind of flexing like,
yeah, he's flexing. He's got a package going on there. Meanwhile, Mustache is with another girl, and they're like kind of going at it. They're like having good times or whatever. This is Jessica's friend.
Yeah. Oh, and that blonde chick, she gets a fucking ball to the mouth while she's brushing her teeth.
This all happens like right
it's all
now.
Happened at the same time.
All 4 of these people are going to get balls to the chin. Fucking Walkman gets it. The blonde gets it. Jessica's friend gets it. And Mustache gets it.
Yeah.
Now Jessica comes across to everybody. Oh, and also the maid gets it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The maid that's like terrified of spiders, which is kind of a weird subplot that doesn't really ever go anywhere.
No. But now the ball, not only does it transform from something to something, it can transform into something. Like it transforms into an ice cube.
Yeah, because it goes into her drink.
And then she does something that nobody does, and she like puts a whole fucking ice cube in her mouth, and she's like, and then it turns into a ball, and she's like,
fucking ball gag.
Just spit the fucking thing out.
Yeah. Nope. I got to turn into a zombie now.
Jessica comes across to everybody.
Oh, and Jessica and Ken fucking bang too. That's also a weird scene. They bang outdoors.
Yeah.
But
theirs
weird.
is very romantic.
It is. And she has like dialogue with herself, I think. Doesn't she like, isn't she talking to herself like, oh, I've never felt this way before. I guess this is love.
Do you remember Superman? Is it Superman 2 where Lois is like, does he love me?
Oh, yeah.
Does he even know?
Yes. It's very much like that. It's fucking weird.
I hate that fucking scene in that movie. I love Superman and Superman 2. But when Lois starts talking, does he love me? Does he see me for the real me?
Yes. It was very much like that, too. It would have been awesome if Ken like fucking answered like with his brain. He's like, dude, I hear every fucking thing you're saying. You're fucking weird. We just met.
I have one of these balls in my head.
He's like, I'm actually coming out of a long-term relationship myself. I'm not looking for anything serious. Just looking to have a good time.
He tells her he's got something he's got to do, but they'll hook up later. And she's like, okay, call me. She goes back to this fucking mansion or whatever, this house. I don't know. She runs into these fucking zombies.
Yeah, and she's like cowering on a couch like, oh, no, oh.
And then her dad comes in. Her dad gets caught by Julie.
Yeah, because he walks in on Julie doing the experience. And he's like, what? I told you not to turn that knob that far. You're fired. And she's like, I'll teach you. And she fucking hits him over the head with like a capacitor or something, knocks his ass out.
Fucking Big Blue.
Yeah, it was a Big Blue. And she fucking ties him up in the bathroom.
The other subplot in this movie that never goes anywhere is who she's talking to.
Oh, on the phone?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we see the guy on the other end, but like, who the fuck is he? Why does he want this guy's experiments for himself?
We see this guy twice
and to
in
what
the
end?
Shadows, and he's like Dr. Claw. He's like, all right.
You got the stuff.
Get it. Get the stuff. And she's like, I will, boss. Whoops.
Can do, boss man.
And then we never find out like where. It's like San Jose. That's the only thing we know. It's going to San Jose.
And why does she want like, why do they want to experiment on people? Like, to what end? What are they looking to accomplish? We never find out. But yeah, the money's coming from San Jose. So it's like, we got to steal the information and get to this plane to go to San Jose, right? Was that what was going on?
Yeah. And then maybe it's like they want to go to market with the product. They're like, we're going to sell this.
I guess so.
And we need to do it now.
We're going to sell it for what? So people get balls in their mouths.
Yeah.
And turn into zombies. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. It's like, it didn't do what you wanted it to do.
No, so it's going to be like a weapon?
Maybe. But what kind of weapon? Because it's a pretty shitty weapon. Because, not spoiler alert. Fuck it, we're here. All the zombies get killed.
Yeah. Easily.
Pretty easily.
Yes.
Like, it's pretty non-eventful.
It really is.
And then the dad comes in and he's like, I knew I shouldn't have invented this, blah, blah, blah.
This infernal machine.
Julie?
Oh, how the dad escapes is also wonderful. Like, he's tied up, but he like manages to get his hands over to the medicine cabinet, and then he opens it up, and I think there's like one thing in the medicine cabinet, and it is a razor blade that he uses to cut himself loose.
He's like, I always keep an extra
just
razor
one
blade.
Yep, no razor, just a blade.
Jessica is like David said, cowering on this fucking couch, and she's all, oh, my friend is a zombie. All these zombies tried to attack me. They all had balls in their mouth. Da, 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 da. Dad comes, saves the day, whatever. Very next scene, she's all right, Dad, well, I'm gonna go visit my new boyfriend.
Yes. All my friends are dead. Well, see ya.
I'm gonna get fucked.
I'm gonna get laid.
So somehow, some way or another, she goes to the airport to meet up with
I
Ken.
guess she knows. Did he ever tell her where he was going? She seems to know instinctively.
I guess. I don't know.
But she goes there, and Julie's also on her way there, because that's like the rendezvous point.
Yep.
Ken's
and Julie
got the
calls
money.
Ken. Yeah, Julie calls Ken, and she's like, "Lover, are you there, lover?"
He's like,
goes,
"Please
"Yeah,
stop
I'm here."
calling me that." But also, yes, I'm here.
She goes, "Well, did you get the money?" And he goes, "I did." And she goes, "Oh, we're set." And he goes, "Well, that's where you got it wrong. We aren't. I am." And she goes, "What? What do you mean?" He goes, "You shouldn't have had them make out the cashier check to me."
You dumb bitch. Who do you think you are? I am.
A fucking cashier's check? What is this? What kind of transaction? What illegal transaction
When you
involves a
got that
cashier's
money order at Circle K, they made it out to me.
What, the dumbest fucking thing. Like, he should have at least just had cash.
Yeah, you didn't have like a suitcase full of money, because that's what you're supposed to do in the movies. Maybe have it handcuffed to you.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I would have accepted that. A cashier's
Yeah, but he's like,
check?
I'm keeping all the money for myself and my girlfriend.
Well,
We're going to fly around the world together.
Jessica doesn't really much like this. I think another zombie. Oh, yeah. A zombie sneaks into the back of Jessica's car.
Oh, that's right. And it's riding in
or
the back
somebody's
with her.
car. I don't know.
Because after Julie gets out, the zombie pops out, and they got a little zombie fight.
Yeah, zombie fight. And George, the fucking hand puppet.
Oh, danger.
Danger.
Oh,
danger.
Jessica's
I
in
have to
trouble.
send us-
I better
I have to
send balls at her.
I have to send a silver ball. And so he sends a fucking silver ball through space and time that hits the zombie, but also knocks Ken in a way that he closes the fucking hatch door.
Like a garage door or something.
A garage door, like on a shed that like is on one of those chains, but
Yeah.
it'll just whoosh really hard. And Ken trips, falls, his head lands on there, and the fucking garage door slams on his head. And he's
He's
dead.
fucking dead.
Now no one can cash
And it happens.
that check.
It happens so fast. Yeah, that's non-transferable.
Yeah.
When that shit crashed on his head, it all happened so fast that I didn't really even pick up on what had happened. And I was like, "Oh, I should rewind it and figure this out." And I went, "Nah,
Nope.
no, I'm not gonna rewind it. This
And
movie's
then
over."
It cuts to Jessica, who's like, the
Freeze
end.
frame. Nightmare Weekend.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, my last notes say Ken somehow crushed by garage door or some shit.
Yeah, so I think like the ball hit the zombie hit Ken,
Yeah,
Ken
I think
slips, he's
you're-
all,
I think you're right. Oh man, what a piece of shit, huh?
This was
This is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen.
David,
Yes, Brett.
I'll go one better. This is the worst movie I've ever seen. This is I know I've said that before on this podcast.
Yeah,
and I told my son this, and he goes, Dad, is it worse than Silent Night, Deadly Night 2?
Yes.
And I go, yes.
Oh,
I would
that
watch
is pretty
Silent Night,
bad.
Deadly Night 2 80 times before I'd ever watch this one again.
This movie is really bad.
This is the
Really,
worst
really
movie
bad.
I've ever seen in my life.
So you going 0?
0 Pamela Voorhees Heads. It is listen, we kind of made it, I don't know, I think kind of entertaining in the way that we've described it.
Hopefully.
But as jumpy as we were on this, we're not nearly as jumpy as they were in the fucking movie. We kind of made it have we talked about different things, but there's nothing that fucking happens in this movie, David.
No.
Nothing.
No,
There's
and
no
nothing
redeeming
makes sense.
quality.
I'd even texted you, I think, at one point. I was like, I'm about 20 minutes into this movie. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yep. And I said,
Yeah.
only 70 more minutes to go.
Yeah, like the writing is awful. The directing is awful.
Special effects.
The special effects are terrible. The editing, everything sucks.
Music.
Music, I can't even remember if there was music other than the shitty, like, royalty-free stuff.
Yep.
Just awful.
So what are you giving it?
So I was telling my wife last night, I was like, I don't give
Brett's
movies.
going to give this a 0.
don't-
Did you
was
know
like-
I was going to give it a 0?
Yeah, I was like, Brett's probably going to go 0 on this one. And I was like, and I'm really tempted. I've never given a 0 before, and I've always, on principle, never given a 0 because I think there's still someone put work and blood, sweat, and tears into this movie and cared about it. And it's like, and I can always find something. I can't. I'm going 0 as well.
Yes! Yes! It's about
I can't in good
time.
conscience give this movie anything. Like, no, this movie's awful.
Fuck the blood. Fuck the sweat. Fuck the
Fuck
tears.
the tears as
fuck
well.
This movie.
And there's jizz in there somewhere too.
fuck the jizz. It's crusted.
Petrified jism.
If I could find one redeeming quality, I will say this. If I could find one redeeming quality when they were at the arcade, I did find myself going, what games are in the
Looking at the
background?
games, I did that too. I was more interested in that. I was like, can you pan the camera a little to the right? What is that?
0.0.
Boom. Lowest rating overall we've ever given a movie.
The worst single horror movie ever. There was a movie that was on Joe Bob earlier this year, or last season, maybe 2 seasons ago. I don't know. Their seasons kind of run weird, but there was a movie on Joe Bob, which Joe Bob and Darcy said was gonna be the worst movie ever made, called Things.
I've
believe
heard
you
of
can
that.
Yeah, you can watch it on Shudder. I watched it.
Was it better than Nightmare Weekend?
100% better than Nightmare Weekend. And Things fucking sucked.
Oh,
But Nightmare Weekend sucks harder.
it's awful.
Boobs? I guess maybe you could have gone half a point for boobs, but we are
I-
not 13-year-old
I was gonna
boys.
say we're married men. Like we have access. Like,
Yeah,
I'm good.
and it's 2022. Even if I wasn't a married man,
That's true. We got a thing called the internet. There's boobs
could see-
everywhere.
I could see anybody's boobs at
Yep.
any time.
Exactly.
If you have any thoughts on Nightmare Weekend, please reach out to us. If you like my new
Hotbox.
This movie was a hot box of shit.
if you like the new Hotbox segment, we'd love to hear from you to tell us if you enjoy that. So you should contact us. How can they contact us, David?
Yeah, on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, the Slasher app, YouTube, TikTok, just search the Swearwolves. On Instagram, we're the Swearwolves Podcast. You can go to our website, theswearwolves.com. You can email us at contact@theswearwolves.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 623-282-1851.
So for the Swearwolves, I'm Brett,
I'm David.
and I got a couple balls for your mouth.
Oh, I got a hot box for him.